There are so many great things about living in Arizona. I can't think of any right now because it's summer, and it's hot. But there are some really fun places to eat. There's some really great food, some really great culture, depending on which place you're at and where you are. But in the Phoenix area, there's this interesting phenomenon known as the Bertos. There's Aliberto, Filiberto, Rolibertos, there's Umbertos. There's all these little quick serve Mexican places. It's the, counter and the menu on the wall sort of thing. They have them all over the place, but some of them have drive-thrus, which gets really, that's not fast food, folks. This isn't just throw it together and boom, it's out the window in 30 seconds. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes for your order. You can get enchiladas through the drive-thru. That takes a while. Chimichanga, no problem, they can do that. But one of the favorite things at Frederico's, I realize it's not a Berto, but it is in the same thing there, is their giant quesadilla that is known as the Mar y Tierra, which is basically surf and turf. Shrimp, steak, sauteed onions, cheese, giant tortilla. It's amazing. It's like $20, but they put special hot sauce in it that's not in the rest of their stuff. It's their really, really hot sauce. It's really good. I like it. And it will clean you out, both your wallet and your other thing down there. So do be careful with this, but this is an amazing thing. I'm going to show you how to make this really fast because maybe you have never thought of doing this because shrimp in a quesadilla is yucky, except it isn't. It's okay. We have 6 of these shrimps right here. These are 2125s. These have been fully peeled, deveined, the whole thing, tails off because they're going in a quesadilla. That would be awkward. We have some steak that's already been cooked up here that I've just sliced into some small pieces. Basically, so it's bite-sized as you're eating this. It really works out pretty well. We got some white onion that we are going to do this with. White onion is perfect for making these sorts of things because it has a nice, crisp, clean flavor that doesn't muddy up with a bunch of other stuff. Cheeses are cheddar and Monterey Jack, and you need a 12-inch tortilla. This is a personal favorite brand. I've gotten a lot of different brands. This one works really well. They refer to this one as the Riquísimas, which I think is delicious. But it's really funny because isn't that really up to me and what I put in the tortilla? It's strange that they would say, oh, our tortilla is delicious. It kind of matters what's in it. So it's going to put that to the test here with all this stuff. But okay, it was a dumb joke, all right? Riquísima means delicious, and it's like we have the coldest beer. Isn't that really up to me? How cold it is. Anyways, never mind. If you have to explain the joke, it's not funny. All right, we're moving over there because we got to get this stuff going. The shrimp aren't going to sit here forever. I'm going to show you a quick tip, though, that you might love because shrimp, once it's peeled, once it's thawed, it should remain on ice. This is on ice. I have ice under here, and I have plastic wrap on top of the ice. What that does is it keeps the water separated from the shrimp so the shrimp aren't sitting in melting. It's beautiful. Come on, man. It's a good tip. Oh, you're in a mood today. All right, I'll just start cooking. Let's get started making our surf and turf quesadilla. We're going to put our onions in because they take forever to cook. They're going to take 6 to 8 minutes, something like that, to do. So we're going to put those in. And while we're waiting on that, let's get our tortilla here on our workspace. I've got some jack cheese, Monterey Jack going down. You can use pepper jack if you want to. That would be fantastic, or manchego, or something else that you have, which is really good. I've got some cheddar here, and I'm going to put a little salt on the onions just to help speed them up a little bit. And through the magic of filming and the fast forward button, we're 6 minutes later, and that's what our onions look like. We've got our steak going in at this point, and we're going to sauce this up a little bit. I've got some medium red enchilada sauce going on this because that's what I had laying around. It works fantastic, and the Maggi seasoning. Now this stuff, you only need a few drops. It is powerful and will overtake anything you put it in, so use it sparingly. But with anything beefy, it really just brings out incredible flavor, and I love it. So
That's great. Now we got to make it spicy, so we're putting a little bit of this hot sauce. Again, you got to use a vinegar-based hot sauce for this. Cholula works great, or Tapatio, whichever one you have. Or if you have another favorite, just make sure it's the vinegar type. I wouldn't go with Frank's, though. We got a shrimp going down. These are going to take about a minute and a half, 2 minutes on this side. We want to put the steak over to one edge so it doesn't burn while we're waiting. It's been long enough. We got pink going. Oh, it's perfect. They're picking up some of the spices. Now we're just going to flip those over, let those go about another minute and a half. But my one secret here is that you kind of want to break up the shrimp. They're too big if you do just a whole shrimp in there. So I usually cut them in half. It makes them disperse a little bit better in the quesadilla and the final product, and it makes a better deal. Nobody needs a whole shrimp. No one's even going to know because you're eating the thing blind, so you're not going for appearance. I've got the heat off at this point and just letting them coast for another 30 seconds while I get ready. And now they are going to go into our quesadilla, go on top of the cheese. Now, here is the most important part about making a quesadilla. Make sure that you evenly disperse everything so that you don't get all shrimp in one side and all steak in another, something like that. Try and arrange this in some sort of order so you get a nice mixed bite when you bite into it. There's so many times I've been disappointed by somebody that just didn't take that little extra step. Come on, you're worth it, right? Come on. All right, so we got our big skillet here. This is a fresh skillet that isn't full of all the bits from everything. We got some butter in there. I'm putting a little more hot sauce on because you can always use more hot sauce, right? All right, we got the butter arranged nicely. Let's get our quesadilla in the pan. Since everything's already cooked, we're just looking to melt the cheese and put a nice little bit of a toasty, crispy bit. There's a little cheese tried to not get in my quesadilla, and I'm not going to let it hide from me. Well, after a couple of minutes, minute and a half, something like that, you've got a nice crispy bit here. Now, it's going to take 2 spatulas to get this out of the pan because it's big, but that's our quesadilla.
All right, folks. That is the Mar y Tierra quesadilla, made famous by Frederico's drive-through, not fast food restaurant in Arizona and New Mexico. That sucker right there, just the inside. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, but the only thing prettier than that is how good it tastes, and the only way we're gonna know that is to cut into the sucker. So I have my knife here. This is not cut the Taco Bell way. This is just cut in simple pieces like this. I think they actually use like a 14-inch tortilla because I swear theirs is even bigger than this, which is probably why it's $20. But a couple of things that were inside this. I don't think I've ever talked about Maggi before. What is Maggi sauce or Maggi seasoning? It adds umami. This is kind of a weird thing. People call it different things, but it's sort of a soy sauce sort of thing. Somewhere between soy sauce and Worcestershire sauce. It has a beefy flavor to it, even though there's no beef in this. This is an Asian and Indian sort of thing that they put in stuff to add a ton of flavor. And if you're cooking anything like a steak or something like that and you want a ton of flavor, a few drops of that. This bottle will last a lifetime. But a few drops is all you need for that. The other thing is the hot sauce that you put in this is important. Has to be Cholula or Tapatio, sorry. It has to be the vinegar-based hot sauce, and it has to be spicy. So don't go with the mild stuff. Don't go with the tomato-based stuff or, regular taco sauce sort of thing. The Taco Bell mild sauce or any other sauces are radically wrong for this. Has to be that vinegary, tart thing. It really complements the shrimp, the steak, the onions, the cheese, the whole thing. That is the flavor that sets it off. And I'm going to show you. See, we got shrimp inside. So amazing. And this wonderful, buttery, soft, riquísimas tortilla. And it is. Okay, I'm biting in. That is so right on every level. But your mouth, the first time you have that, you're like, what? It is so good. You've had a shrimp and steak burrito before, tacos, different things like that. Surf and turf does go together. The cheese is a little weird, throws you off, but it works in this. It's fantastic. It's amazing. But again, that hot sauce brings it all together. And that's why this is one of my favorite quesadillas in the world. I'm going to keep eating this thing because I just made that and that one's mine. And I'm going to have to fight a bunch of people off for this now because everyone's going to want this. They're not getting it. I have the knife to prove it. But if you want one of these, now you know how to make it. And I hope you do because, dang, that is really, really delicious. But you know what it needs to go with this? And hang on. If you're going to be eating something like this, you better have a really nice dark Mexican beer because this is a lot of flavor and you're going to need something bold to stand up against it. This or a nice Modelo Negro, something like that. Is fantastic. Oh, on a summer day, this can't not be beaten. But the only thing that can beat this is hitting the like button or the subscribe button down there so that you get notified when you'll be part of the crew here, part of the gang. Seeing all my videos, there's the bell down there. They will tell you when the new one comes out because at this point I'm putting them out quite a bit, and you're gonna want to keep up on all of it because I do fun stuff like this. And I hope you get to see the next one when I make it. And until then, have a good one, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.